Hello? Hello. Hey everybody, happy Thursday! Every day of the week! That age is on the telly again. Well, you're all very welcome in, friends. Tonight, we are going to do some flying in the Hawker Hurricane. Just got released today by Airplane Heaven, and I said, Asher, listen, I mean, to be fair, right, I'd have been here anyway. Damn it, Jamie, star of the sun. You can teach monkeys to right, I'd be doing all that my own. So I said, sure, listen, we'll fire up an old streamage. And, you know, step in the good foot and do the bad thing. Oh, behave! So I hope you're all keeping very well. We have a flight plan for this evening. Exclamation point, route.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus. Route, we'll give you the route. We're going to start off here in Duxford, head our way down towards Biggin Hill, then out towards Dover, back by Lyd, across to, what's that place called? Oh, it is out by the south there. Oh, jeez. What's it called? What's it actually called? Shoreham on Sea. And then it's back to Duxford. All right. I know how to plan and remember what I'm planning. So, yeah, hope you're all keeping well. Great news now, lads. This is brilliant, right? So there I was this morning, right? Driving to work in the Skoda. And got into work, that was grand, and went down to the NCT, the National Car Test. It's like the MOT, you know, only it's a complete and utter rip. But anyway, went down to the man, the NCT man, you know, Mr. Man, and I said, good day. Gave him my registration number, and he said, Robin Murphy. I said, yes it is. And he said, thanks very much, just sign out this form. It was a disclaimer form to say that the NCT have no responsibility if they break it. I said, Jesus. So I signed it, you know, as you do. I walked to the garage, got myself a cup of coffee, and then I walked back again. And your man came in and called out my reg. I said, present. And he said, yeah, that's all grand. That's all grand. I said, yes, it is. Brilliant. NCT for the car. They have now said, you know, you have 2 good years minimum, you know. Great news. So the Skoda lives on to fight another day. Well, another 2 years before it has to go back in there. Do you know? They test all ranges of things, you know, like braking and, you know, suspension and engine. They do the Greta test, right? How dare you? No, it's okay. It's within the legal requirements, right? Do you know? I should have taken a selfie. Hashtag Greta Thunberg. I'm doing you a great justice. Just get that in a t-shirt. But anyway, hope you're all having a great day. 'Tis the day before Friday. It's almost like, it's like Christmas Eve or something. Do you know what I mean? Every week. So, yes. Well, enough about me, right? We're going to check out a brand new airplane. And, well, the Hurricane, it was announced, oh God, I'd say 2 years ago now at this stage. And the variant that Airplane Heaven have given us, the Jesus, the God Almighty, that's a whole load of emotes. Thank you very, very much. We'll get to all the alerts now in a moment. And, yeah, so the variant they gave us is the Mk1 Hurricane. And there's a bit of a misconception about, you know, which was more famous or which did the most amount of work. Well, without question, the Hawker Hurricane, well, that was responsible for about 60% of enemy kills or enemy shooting down planes, right, during the Battle of Britain. The Supermarine Spitfire, an aircraft that I absolutely love, and of course, a little bit more famous than the Hurricane, well, its role, because of its performance, mainly its speed and manoeuvrability, well, that was able to target incoming fighters. But the Hurricane was used primarily to take on bombers, right? And that was the idea behind it. So it shot down an awful lot more enemy aircraft coming across the channel. So it's an interesting machine, this. It shares its heritage with the Spitfire so far as it has the very same engine, right? The infamous 27-litre Merlin from Rolls-Royce. Absolutely cracker of a machine. But the aircraft itself, well, it kind of derived from the biplane. And you can see a lot of the heritage from the biplanes, mainly the Hawker Fury. That's kind of where it started off its life. And then they designed it into this monoplane with a retractable landing gear. Most aircraft of this era, of course, were tail draggers. But this one was a little bit different. If we look at the Spitfire, for example, well, the wheels, the main landing gear, well, they're quite narrow.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Yeah, baby. The Spitfire landing gear, it was quite narrow, making it quite difficult to fly, in particular takeoff and landing. The Hurricane is a little bit different because the wheels actually drop out of the wings in the opposite direction. Instead of coming from the center out, well, they come from the out back into the center, right? You'll see the crack here now, but it actually gave it quite a wider wheelbase, which made it better, more stable. And the wings are quite different as well. And even the fuselage, the material they used on the fuselage was very, very different. And that, of course, had its pros and cons. But it's an incredible aircraft, lads. Absolutely incredible. So we'll jump in and say hello to folks. Then we'll go over and have a look at the plane. And we'll try and fly it. I haven't done it with the thing yet. So let's see how we go. I've loaded it in, set up my views. And, welcome. Right? So that's the crack. Now, let me see. A bit of music here, Maestro, on a Thursday. How are we all keeping on a Thursday? I don't usually belong on a Thursday. Do you know what I mean? We could get new faces. There could be the old faces. There could be no faces. It's all right, though. But anyway, who's here? Let's have a look. Willow, how much? Welcome in. Quaggy. What the actual? That's every day, man. Right? Do you know? Brilliant to see you. No Undies McGee is here. Oh, behave. Good to see you, my guy. Super Typhon is here. Malton Aviation. Hola. From a sunny Spain. It's lashing rain and 9 degrees in Ireland today. Yesterday was 17 degrees. Today is not... Right, I mean, do you know what I mean? But yes, we'll I'm not going to get me suntan. Although me lighting here now tonight, I think is better. I fixed that, right? Old Veteran 965... You're very welcome aboard. Viper Strike is here at sea, heading to Sitka. Ooh, nice. Now, you'll be getting the frying pan again at this rate. Don't mention the war. The missus must have banished him from the rest of the house, and he's stuck in the man cave. Please send help. Be grand. Toto's in the house. Good to see you. Zythi is here. Welcome aboard. Jesus. There's things happening, and I don't know. Spitfire, RAF. 100 is in the chat. Good to see you, man. Murphy's going mad on the streams. Take control of your life, Murphy. Right? Do you know what I mean? But yes, now where are we at? Onboard Simulations. Good to see you. Sun Jammer is here. Papier Freaks. Welcome aboard. Quaggy says, Murph, congratulations on the 5-day streaming streak. Brilliant.
Yeah, baby.
Jesus, there's all things happening. Vince, it's good to see you. 5 in a row, man. The Dukes. I've had a look at the Duke. It looks incredible. And fingers crossed, Owl Just Right are like, yeah, we like you really, Murph. Come on, here, have a look at this. Right, do you know? Think happy thoughts. 6 knots is in the chat. Good to see you, Kieran. Happy Thursday. Hemming Bird is here. She says, I know a woman who flogs batteries in the local park. That's right. She sells seashells by the seesaw. Happy Thursday. See the way, the pronunciation? She sells seashells. Right, very good. I've been practicing. You're very welcome in, Hemmingbird. Now, let's see. Let's see if you can read that. I actually did it well. You're shocked, I'm sure. John Drace is here. What a full week of streams, he says. Indeed. Muse Fan is in the house. New tunage sounds very Lagrange. Is it Lagrange or Lagrange? Lagrange sounds very, Lagrange. I don't know, Muse. ZZ Top. Who are them lads again? That was your man with the beard. Or the lads with the beards, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it? I think it was. But yes, anyway, Stick Figure, good to see you. Now, 98 Vulcan says, good evening all and good morning from Gary Duggan in Gosford, Australia. Murph, you're a legend. How do you do it?
Hello there.
5 days. I couldn't tell you. I literally, after the stream, I'm put on a hanger into the wardrobe and I stay there until the next stream. I come back out and here I am. Wouldn't that'd be some crack, wouldn't it? Kozaki Flyers, good to see you. He's possessed. He's possessed. Kozaki, good to see you. Colonel Fork is in the house. My dude, don't be late for work, but great to see you, man. Hope all is well. Cockpit Racing is here. Welcome in. Soaring AJ, very welcome aboard. Mr. Dazzle Wazzle, welcome in. Great name. Now, let me see. Galaxy Man, are we heading to Goodwood? Not too far from it. On again, Murph, says Eamon. Yes, here we are. Now, let me see. He gave the NCT our guys a brown envelope, just sticking out 50 in the center console. Do you know what I mean?
Studies, 60% of the time it works.
Every time. Brilliant. Right, now where are we at? How can they break something that's already knackered? Who? Me? I love the green eyes, all right, but I had a little Irish in me. Jesus. Bird. Holy crap. Right, who's in charge? I'm not, clearly. Muttley, 12 months, a whole year. It feels like a lifetime. Thank you very, very much indeed. Great to see you. Wombat49 is here. Happy Turds Day. Right, just tablets for that. Good to see you. I'm thinking about picking this up, so I'm curious how good it is. Yeah, we're going to check it out here now in a moment. No Wonders McGee says, enemy fire. Right? Rookie Pilot says, happy Cake Day. And subscribes for 24 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. It's great to see you. Now, Dougal McTavish, the German, has rambled in. He says, the Hurricane was also a great ground attack aircraft, especially the later variants. Indeed it was. Ground attack, it also became a reconnaissance aircraft. It actually featured a super duper, I think it was the PR variant, a super duper supercharged, two-staged supercharged variant, something like 15 or 1800 horsepower that made the thing go about 350 miles an hour. Like, when you look at the Spitfire in comparison and the sheer amount of updates and upgrades the Spitfire got over its career, if you like, I mean, up to the Mark, I don't know, how high did the Spitfire go, lads? Mark 15 or something? Mark 18? Well, the Hurricane, nowhere near as many. Nowhere near as many. So very, very interesting. Total Aviation's good to see you, man. Let me see. SK Sun, you're very welcome in. Energizer, evening all. Ah, Jesus, on a Thursday. Right. Gibbo Ireland is in the chat. Happy Thursday, Gibbo. Hope all as well. My dude. How's she cutting? Captain Meowingtons. He says it's not Thursday, it's Little Friday. Yes. Let's go with that. Greg Gore is here. Good to see you. Who would know? Janie. Dunderheed. Welcome in. Then Quaggy, out of nowhere, jumped onto the mantelpiece and he gifted 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Quaggy, thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. Very kind of you. And thank you very much indeed. Andrew says the Hurricane to Spitfire is Thunderbolt to Mustang. That's an interesting... Yeah, I kind of go with that. Andrew, you're very welcome in, man. Now, let me see. Strap21, hola. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Ozymandias is here. Good to see you. Hope all is well. No Undies McGee says it was. Twas, indeed. What the, says Mr. Scoo. Are you online? Yes, we're here together. You know, looking around, wondering what's going on. It's great. I should have known Murph wouldn't, or I should have known Murph would know shag all about ZZ Top. Listen, Muse, that's what I keep saying. For the pub quiz, we'd make a great team. I'd know stuff that you would absolutely not have a clue. Well, that's a lie. But I definitely know stuff you would know. No, wait, I definitely would know. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know half of the stuff that you'd know about important things. I'd know the little insignificant things. Hence, I'd be classed as an IT manager. Insignificant things. The manager of it. Do you know? Mr. 90, good to see you. God, you weren't meant to read it out. It's too late now, Hummingbird. We all know what the story is. DFW is having an FNO for VATSIM tomorrow, says old veteran. 2300 Zulu for those who may be interested. The major airports in the metro area will be manned along with approach control and en route. Oh, nice. Scott, are you doing a thingamajiggy? Mart 362 is in the house. Great to see you, man. Long time no see. He says, feels good being back. The place hasn't been the same without you. You're very welcome in. Baldrick is here. Welcome aboard. Now, let me see. Mark 24, they went up to. The Skoda Mark 269, says Bacelli. Great car, that. Yeah, right. Actually, hang on. What is my Skoda? I suppose it's a Mark 3. Is it a Mark 3? It doesn't matter. It's just superb. It doesn't have marks. It's a superb car. It's actually called a Skoda Superb. Now, more P40 to P51. Ooh, interesting. What server do we guys use? The Southeast Asian server. Wayland Jutani is here. Good to see you. Does anyone remember Johnny Red in battle? Always loved the Hurricane after that. Oh, nice. Working West Ground at DFW. Nice, Scott. I will have to go in and say hello. Also on YouTube, we have Nutty Slack. You're very welcome aboard. Spitfire Mark 24. Nice. Mrs. TPHI 17. You're very welcome in. Good to see you. Now, let me see. Jesus. Is it Superdull Aviation? You're very welcome aboard. Mark Burton is here as well. Hey, lads. Jungle Sim. Welcome in. And yeah, hope you're all keeping very well. Great to see everyone here on a Thursday. Right, I'm going to move my chair back and we'll start looking at this thing. And I'll move back slowly this time in case I run over me toe. It didn't happen. I didn't run over me toe. Hang on. Now. Yes. Here we are, friends, with the Hawker Hurricane Mark 1 variant. And we're going to have a look at this machine. We're going to take it for a flight. And as I said, we have a flight plan. So we're on the ground here at Duxford and we'll bring over our Nevergraph. Does yours make that sound as well? Monty, it's good to see you. He even stayed in the chair, right? Mark says, what a coincidence. I got myself a second-hand Scoba Fabia Mark IV last week. We should have it somewhere next week or sometime next week. How do we all like Skodas? They're brilliant. Excellent. The very best thing that ever was made in the whole history of all things ever. They're brilliant, right? They're brilliant. And they're simply clever. So we're up here at Duxford and our first leg of the flight is going to take us down over London, over the Thames, and we're going to do a landing here at Biggin Hill, famous from Fighter Squadron of the Second World War. From Biggin Hill, it's going to be a left turn, and we're going to head out towards the VOR at Dover. Over to Dover. And from Dover, it's a right turn out over the castle, and we're going to come down here to Lydd Airfield. Echo Golf Mike Delta. From Lydd, we're going to ramble across the south coast, and it's going to be a stop over at Shoreham on Sea, or just simply Shoreham, right? You have the Brighton Pier, that'll be on our left-hand side. And then from Shoreham, we go all the way back over London City, very close, I would think, to the Palace. That's Buckingham Palace, I think. And then it's all the way back up to Duxford. That's a flight plan for today. It's about an hour and 25 minutes flying time, give or take, but we have to learn the aircraft as we go. Well, I have to learn it, then, you know. Get those bowsers away. We'll go up at that. Yes. You gotta love it, right? The Battle of Britain. What a great movie. So let's have a look at the L machine here. So Airplane Heaven, no stranger to releasing some of the, well, like, just iconic aircraft, right? They all have kind of varying levels of detail and stuff, right? Some of them are excellent, and some of them are a little bit. Can you do an update, right? But let's have a gawk about it. What I do like about it, as with most Airplane Heaven stuff, they come with a fairly comprehensive guide, right? And they've also included the official pilot's notes, which is kind of cool because we're going to be reading the very same notes that the pilots back in the late 30s and early 40s had to read as well. So we have some information here. The Hurricane Mark 1. So in the mid-1930s, with clouds of war gathering, discussions between the Air Ministry and leading aircraft designers of the time had led to a new order being issued to replace the aging biplane designs currently filling important frontline roles for the RAF. Sir Sidney Cam and Hawker were already prominent in the design and production of many of the RAF's frontline aircraft, including the venerable Hawker Fury. Cam set about designing a monoplane derivative of the Fury, retaining much of the traditional wood and fabric construction, especially for the aft fuselage, and this would prove to be an excellent direction as the airframes would be familiar to field crews and those responsible for maintenance and repair, resulting in faster servicing and repair times, a critical factor in the months to come. The new design featured 8 machine guns mounted in sturdy, extremely thick section wings. Early production machines were built with fabric-covered wings, but later, by the time of the Battle of Britain, this had changed to an all-metal skin. A wide-track retractable undercarriage was fitted with a cast-ring, non-retractable tail wheel. Power was delivered by Rolls-Royce new Merlin II V12 engine, and the same power plant that would power the Spitfire, the Lancaster, and the Mosquito, and many other successful designs throughout the war. This again was streamlined servicing and maintenance of the RAF's frontline fighting machines. The new Hurricane took to the air in November 1935, and it entered squadron service on Christmas Day in 1937. As already noted, the early machines had fabric-covered wings and sported a 2-blade fixed-pitch Watts wooden propeller. At the time of the Battle of Britain in 1940, there was a choice of Rotal or de Havilland 3-blade variable pitch, constant speed propellers, choice depending on availability supply. Largely unchanged in its entire career, the Hurricane was an effective day and nighttime fighter. It was also a fighter bomber, and it served at sea with carriers. In actual fact, the Hurricane, they tended to launch these off convoy escort ships. They'd have it on a big kind of a launch pad, rockets, and they'd launch, usually a one-way trip. The Hurricane would go up and would provide close air support. And, you know, if you were the pilot, well, you'd love to get out, you know, launch somewhere close enough to land. But if not, you would have to try and land it or ditch it close to the ship. And hopefully then the aircraft and yourself could be recovered from the freezing cold waters. And it says it here, look, it was even catapulted from merchant ships. Oh, look, has it there. The helpless pilots of these machines face a very cold and wet end to their flight. Now, often regarded as the poor relation to the Supermarine Spitfire, the Hawker Hurricane was in fact a very capable fighting machine. Again, in fact, was responsible for 60% of the Luftwaffe losses during the Battle of Britain. As a fighter, the Hurricane was no match for the manoeuvrability of the Messerschmitt BF109, but if a skilled pilot could bring those 8 guns to bear, more often than not, the opposition was doomed amid a haul of concentrated fire. Those thick profile wings provided an extremely stable gun platform from which to shoot. As the battle developed, Hurricanes were assigned the primary role of destroying the waves of enemy bombers heading to the British shores. Spitfires were taking over the role of fighter interception, hence the more glamorous image. Kind of cool, right? Watch Murphy blow the engine up. It's going to happen, you know, right? You'd be disappointed if he doesn't. Hey, Si Murray is here. Good to see you. Conrad Lawrence. Is that like instructions? I don't need instructions.
Dougal, have you been drinking?
Neither do I.
am, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
During the battle, the Hurricane made aces out of many young pilots flying daily to defend the shores of Great Britain. It fought on all theatres of the Second World War, inflicting a massive amount of damage not only to enemy forces in the air, but also on the ground and at sea. Much of this success was owed to its incredibly durable construction, enabling the aircraft to sustain huge amounts of punishment and still keep going. Cannon rounds would pass harmlessly straight through the fabric of the rear fuselage without exploding, and substantial armour plating behind the seat would provide protection from the pilot from a rear attack. There's little doubt that without this iconic aircraft's rugged durability and the dogged determination of the RAF's Hurricane pilots, that Britain's finest hour might have lasted a lot longer than it did, right? So it's pretty cool what we can see here. So you get kind of the crew of one, the length, the power plant, maximum speed 340 miles an hour, range of about 600 miles, and it was good to 36,000 feet. Right? Mad. And again, this is all from Airplane Heaven. It comes with a number of different liveries, which is pretty cool, right? And it tells you who actually flew them. For example, flown by Flight Lieutenant Raymond Holmes of 504 Squadron, it was this aircraft that Holmes, out of ammunition, deliberately rammed a Dornier and the first enemy aircraft over London, causing it to crash into Victoria Station. Holmes survived both the ramming and the war. If we want to look at a different one of these guys got the Victoria Cross, right? Where is it here now? This one here, the one I'm flying tonight, flown by Squadron Leader Douglas Bader of 242 Squadron at RAF Coltishall in 1940. Bader, the legless ace, scored the most of his Battle of Britain victories in this machine before transferring over to the Spitfire. It carries his famous Buten Hitler nose art. Bader was eventually shot down and taken prisoner for the rest of the war. Here's one here, look. So, Golf November Alpha, flown by Flight Lieutenant James Brindley Nicholson of 249 Squadron of the RAF at Leconfield, Yorkshire in August 1940. Nicholson was the only Battle of Britain pilot to be awarded with the Victoria Cross, following action of on the 16th of August in which he was shot down. So what happened was, right, and I'll show you the design feature of the aircraft. The aircraft was hit up and they ruptured the fuel tank in the front. That's in front of the pilot, right? So what happens, fire meets fuel, bang. So there's all sorts of flames. So when he went to bail out of the aircraft, well, he was now getting flames hitting him at some 250 to 300 miles an hour. He got absolutely turfed out of it, right? However, he noticed a 109 joined the fight. So instead of jumping out, he hopped back into the cockpit, opened up his guns, shot down the aircraft, and then he bailed out. Now, he suffered horrendous burns. But, right? Mad. Absolutely mad. Something else then that they did, they added in, there's a ton of liveries, as you can see, right? And there's great history from it. And I love the way Airplane Heaven they've added this in, right? Including the one, this one here, Sierra Delta F, or Foxtrot, Flight Sergeant J.H. Ginger Lacey of 501st or 501 Squadron. Ginger Lacey was a pilot who became a famous top-scoring ace during the Battle of Britain. I read a story about him and his where he grew up from. And then there's another aircraft, of course, that flies today. And is it SD? One of these aircraft is a veteran of the Battle of Britain that still flies to this day. Still flies to this day, and it's looked after by the guys down in Duxford. So you get an overview of all the switches and knobs and everything else. And what's incredible about the Hurricane, it was the first production aircraft in the RAF that featured this standard 6 instrument, the 6-pack. Every aircraft from this onwards featured this. The idea was, it didn't matter what aircraft you transitioned into, you had the same layout. You can see it's identical to the Spitfire. Yeah? Anyway. So all our information of all our buttons and clickings and all this sort of stuff. And they've even included, which I thought it was nice, from 1941, Hurricanes and many other aircraft, such as the Spitfires and Lancasters, were ferried between operational airfields. the factories, and the OTUs by the pilots of the Air Transport Auxiliary. Many of these pilots were women who amassed a huge number of flying hours on all types of aircraft throughout the war. In honor of these amazing women, we have included a special delivery package with a female pilot. I thought that was a nice touch. Do you know what I mean? Right, nice touch. Now, all about how do we get the aircraft up and running, battery cart, all our inspection areas. I'll go through all of this. And it also includes the P11 Maritime Compass, fully functional. Now, I think Alison Johnson knows this thing way more than I do. Probably Colonel Fork as well. And, well, maybe anyone who's used it before. But we'll check it out. And on one of the variants, on the modern restored Hurricane, Uniform Papa Whiskey, you have the choice of dropping in a modern radio and GPS unit. Nice. So they're kind of catering to all, right? Some hints and tips on how to fly it. And then you have the famous pulling the plug. The Mark 1 is fitted with a boost cutout. The device bypasses the automatic boost pressure system for the engine, and it allows for an immediate increase of manifold pressure, a boost, to plus 12 pounds. Now, this is kind of funny because combat pilots in the Battle of Britain coined the phrase pulling the plug when referring to its operation. Unofficially, most used a control on a regular basis to get more performance out of their aircraft. But the ground crews went absolutely friggin' nuts because they were damaging the precious Merlin engines. This became such a problem that it turned out later the RAF had to eventually issue a directive to all pilots only use the control in emergency combat situations. Emergency war power. Pretty mad, right? Pretty mad. So, right, here we go. The sound set of this aircraft is from Echo 19. So bear that in mind. And then I said, the other thing I wanted to show you is an official pilot's notes that comes included. It's in the document folder of the aircraft. And if you have a look at this, look, Air Publication Volume 1. This is incredible. This is the original manual, lads. The original from March 1939 by command of the Air Council, Donald Banks. That's right, it's here of the Air Ministry that we're going to read about any sort of news about this new aircraft. And I love this. I have a lot of old military kind of books and stuff, right? And I mean, when I say books, I mean this sort of stuff. I have an aircraft recognition book from from the US. I have them I actually have a German one there as well. And I love it because this was the training aids of the day. There was no, come on in here and watch a video, right? You had to learn this, right? So note to official users, Ministry orders and Volume 2 leaflets as issued from time to time would affect the subject matter of the publication. It should be understood that amendment lists are not always issued to bring the publication into line with the orders of the leaflets, and it is up to the holders of this book to arrange the necessary linking up. Brilliant, right? So list of sections: controlling of the equipment, handling notes for the pilots, maintenance, assembly operations, electrical installation. It goes all the way on. Airplane Heaven have included this in with the add-on, which is just absolutely brilliant. If you're into this, I love this stuff, right? I think it's class because how mad it was back then. Do you know what I mean? Mixture control. The automatic mixture control has 2 positions only, rich and weak. There are no intermediate positions. The adjustment of the mixture strength to meet varying conditions of altitude is affected by the automatic unit in the engine. The mixture control lever is returned to the rich position by closing movement of the throttle control lever. Historically, it's cool. And I'll show you about the mixture here now. But isn't it class? Look, the original cockpit where everything is, what it does, right? Isn't it just absolutely class? I love that, and it's brilliant. And look, there's 84 pages of this manual, of this booklet. And do you know what's kind of mad here, lads? These are the notes that the actual pilots flying these aircraft back in the day read. We are now reading the same notes before we jump into our simulated Hurricane. I think it's quite nice. Complete freedom is here. Good to see you. I love that. It's like, oh yes, right? You're part of the add-on straight away. So let's check it out, right? The Hawker Hurricane and Hurricane or Hurricane. It's Hurricane, depending on your accent. Hurricanes. So you can see there, we actually have a big massive fuel bowser, and there's a click spot for that, and that's how the aircraft was refueled, right? Now, the profile of the aircraft, as I said, it does share a lot of heritage with the Hawker Fury because, well, that was a biplane. This became a monoplane. But if you were to superimpose a Hawker Fury, let me show you this. Hawker Fury versus Hurricane, right? Let's just see if this images. I'm sure there's a cutout here. Hurricane biplane design, maybe. Let's see here now. Yeah, kind of. Look, this will do it. Open on new tab. Right, so you get the idea, look. So if we have a look at the bottom part here, well, see the top wing of the biplane, right? You remove the top wing and sure, look what you're left with. That was pretty much the design of this, right? That was pretty much the design of this. So it's pretty cool, right? So you can see where it kind of got its heritage from. When you look at the tail section, you can see the fuselage and even where the canopy or the cockpit is. It's pretty cool. Colonel Fork is away. I gotta go. I was hoping to fly, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Probably about 10 minutes, Colonel Fork. Now, let me see. Feet wet, I bet, will be on at some point soon. I like this kind of old manual says Goblin Zeus. It's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Right, so we continue on. So the earlier variants, they had this material on the back here, right? And the idea being is that if they were shot with something like, you know, a high explosive round, well, the idea, because it's only old material, it goes straight through to the other side, not even detonating in the middle, and off it go. And here's an interesting factoid. Most of the material used on the Hurricane, in fact, it was Irish linen. Irish linen was used to line the back of these aircraft. And they used to get like seamstresses and dressmakers and whatever. And the linen would cover where all the wood design was. And they were all stitched into place. That's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. And then on the sea, what would they call the Hurricane? But there was a sea variant. What was the name of them? I don't want to say what was the name of them? The sea variant of the Hurricane, right? Well, they actually had a tail hook. They actually had a tail hook as well, which allowed the Sea Fury, maybe, but it could be the Sea Fury, maybe, yeah. It actually allowed them land on aircraft carriers, which is pretty cool, right? So when it comes to the design, airplane heaven, once you don't get kind of ridiculously up close and personal to them, they're very, very nice. If you do get very, very close to them, depending on some of the textures, they can look a little bit off. However, there are other savage bits of detail when you look at kind of like springs and pulleys and all this sort of jazz, right? So it's a nice kind of a mix of stuff, but again, it's best viewed not right up with your face straight up against it. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, we're looking here at the textures, and like you can see the crack here, look, right? And you're probably looking at it going, Jesus, yeah, that is a little bit. It is a little bit, right? So in terms of the texturing, like if you're going to go up that close and personal to it, you're kind of saying, yeah, it's not great. But back here, well, that's where you don't really notice it. So it depends on, you know, the type of inspection you want to do on the aircraft, right? Like, I don't know. It doesn't make a huge difference to me because, like, in what position are you ever going to be that close? But certainly, I mean, we like looking at these aircraft. They're beautifully modeled. So some of the textures, it would be nice to see them a little bit tighter. But again, it doesn't make a huge difference. Like, it doesn't change anything about your flying. You know what I mean? So you can see the antenna system up here on the top. And again, there's savage detail here. Look, that's beautiful. It's done to a very, very high standard. And what else do we have here now? Underneath the aircraft, so we have the kind of an engine flap or a coolant flap. So we can open and close that. We can operate that, which is pretty cool. And you have the landing gear and the wheel bay. Again, there's plenty of detailing going on up under there. It's very nice. Varying degrees of kind of wear and tear. Tire textures look nice. You can see here now where the empty rounds drop out. Nice detailing on the wing. Then it comes to the wings itself. You have 4 machine guns on either side, mainly 303s, and I think some of them featured cannons a little bit later on in life as well. As I said, we have the Bowser, the fuel tank, or the fuel truck connecting in with the Bowser up, down, and onto the top. And here we have a beautiful visual rendition of the Merlin engine. It's done quite well. And if you just want to go in and have a gawk at it, beautiful, right? 12 cylinder, 27 litres, right? And you notice that I have a couple of bits and pieces off, and the nose art of this aircraft, 242 Squadron, kicking owl, your man, in the arse, right? But it's historically accurate, that's why it's there. Now, what's this one? Have you remembered to turn on your oxygen cylinder? That's interesting. The pilots as well, they've included new models for the pilots, and depending on the year and the aircraft type, you can see that they have these kind of sunshade gadgets that flick down on top of the goggles, right? The propeller, we're looking at a 3-bladed propeller. Nice details on the front. It's a Rotal propeller, look. Very fancy. And what else can we show you here then? That's kind of it from the exterior. Oh yeah, but we do have the guns. Now, unfortunately, unlike the P-47D, well, they haven't included in any sort of DACA. There's no visual effects or sound effects. You can't fire the guns, which is a bit of a pity because, I mean, they did it on the last aircraft. Do you know what I mean? But you can see them there in the wing. I mean, they're heavily loaded. You can see all the machine guns in place. It looks the part, do you know? And then, of course, we have the main canopy itself. And I think overall, like, it's beautiful looking. There's no question about it. They've nailed the modelling. Textures are very good. The use of PBR, all that usual jazz. It looks the part, lads. And I do like the number of different kind of static elements that we have. Fuel truck, the battery cart. There is no battery fitted as such, so it needed a battery to start it, and so on. So it looks pretty nice, right? So we're going to jump in here and see what we can do. So, welcome to the cockpit of the Hurricane. And, well, it's similar enough to a Spitfire. I mean, you know, we're used to a Spitfire, so where do we go from that? So when we talk about the Spit, it has the same sort of engine start switches, right? We can see our mag switches are fairly the same. That's our war emergency power. Worry about that now in a moment. Canopy is currently open. There is a lock switch. That's for the canopy, right? And then we have a number of click spots that'll appear or disappear any of the static elements. So for example, I think that's the fuel bowser. Yeah, that's the fuel guy gone. I have another button down here. That puts the engine covers back in place, right? And then I have another button here, the actual trigger on the yoke. That shows and hides where the ammunition goes, right? Dooner, good to see you. You're very welcome in. So other things we can have a look at, depending on the aircraft, you can select if it has modern avionics or not. We're going to keep this with the original. So we have our fuel tank selector over here. And again, we've got there's plenty of sounds with this, right? Plenty of sounds. We can see our amp meter and volts. We can see this here is for the radiator flap. So if you open that, if you look under the aircraft, you can see now that see the flap there, that's dropped down, right? So you would have that open on the ground. So we'll leave that in the open position for now. What else do we have? Let's see, rudder trim, aileron trim, all your trims are over there on the left hand side. When you look at your engine controls, so we have prop, which is over there. We have our throttle, and here we have our mixture. Now, the Hurricane, a little bit different than most aircraft. Fully rich is actually to the rear. It's pulled back to be rich, and then if you want to be fully lean or weak, it's pushed forward. The opposite of most. This here is our radio tuner when we get down to our P11 compass. And this works. This absolutely works, which is great to see. They've done a good old job there. I need to go off and learn how to use the Divil, but it does work, right? It does work. So we'll keep that locked there for the moment. We do have hydraulic supply, mainly for your brakes. Now, it didn't actually feature toe brakes in the aircraft. Very same as the Spitfire. It had this kind of a hand clip. And the way you would maneuver this aircraft on the ground, well, you would have to use your rudder and then hit the brakes, and that'll kind of lock the wheel in a certain position, and then you'd move. Airplane Heaven give us the options. There are two ways in which we can operate it. We can use differential braking, or we can go to the traditional way as well. It's in the manual of how you do it, right? Now, let me see. Hawker Hurricane, yeah. It's available, if you're in Europe, Car DTM, you'll get it on. I think Just Fly have it now. Just Fly have it now. Right, over on the right-hand side then, we're looking at our boost. Very similar to the Spitfire, right? We have our oil and fuel. We can see our gallons here. We also have our radiator temperature, our oil temperature, and we have a number of switches down here. Can't remember what that one does. Oh yeah, that's your magneto switch for your starter. Your starter has a mag switch. And when it comes down to our primer, screw down tight when not in use. Doesn't seem to be doing the job. It looks okay. The gear and the flaps, very interesting unit. So it's all controlled by the one automated unit. So you have like a gear up and gear down lock position, then you have a flap up, flap down lock position. If you look at the control device, it's all the one unit. Pretty cool, right? Eamon says $18.99 at Just Fly is by far the cheapest. Right, there you go, there you go. Force landing flare, don't know what that does. We'll figure it out in a moment. There's your flap indicator. You have your windscreen de-icer there. Dangerous self-destruct switches, they don't work, don't worry. Course height indicator. This one here, the height and airspeed computer, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we do have a number of switches to get ourselves up and running. So the little battery starter fella, that dude right there, there's a click spot for him, and it's located right here. See the way you have ground or flight. So on ground, that'll appear your battery cart. In flight, it removes it. You want to start the aircraft, but we're going to need that there. All right. So moving on, let's see, can we actually fly the devil? So let me see. Fuel tank needs to go on to the reserve tank, and your tank indicator is the open hole of this hook of the loop. The red indicator is not where the fuel is. It's this open part here. So let's just double check that we have sufficient fuel on board. We'll top it up there to about 90%. And we want to keep the center of gravity around 35 or so, because it'll hurt us otherwise, right? Chalk's good to see you. Sir Jota, you're very welcome in. I've never needed a switch to help myself destruct a plane, right? So where should I get it? Car DTM, the cheapest. Either Just Flight or Airplane Heaven's website. If you're in Europe, get it from Just Flight. Okay. What else we need to do? Right, our starter mag needs to come on. Our fuel tank is on. I can't really do anything with the primer. I'm unsure, is that correct? Right, we'll find out. What else here? That's push for moderate, pull for full. Don't know what that does. We won't worry about it. We have our mag switches. There's also a button over here to make sure that you're actually in your seat. So you'll notice, right, we're in our seat, but if you click on this button here, see the way the harness appears? And then if you look outside, it removes the pilot and it actually puts his parachute and stuff on the back. Isn't that pretty cool looking, isn't it? Hey, Jeb is here. Good to see you. It actually destroys the radio, identify friend or foe. Oh, nice, Andrew. Okay, so it's a self-destruct for the radio. That makes sense. So when you hop into the aircraft, make sure you press on that and you can't see your harness effectively. All right. Okay, friends, let's see what we're going to do here now. So we're going to turn on the mags, right? Our fuel tank is open. I've primed it, I think, doing what I need to do. Open the throttle a little bit, and well, we're going to see what happens. So if we press and hold this switch first and have a listen to the sounds, right? So we're going to press and hold the energizer switch, and then we're going to go for the main starter, and hopefully this works. Are we ready? Clear prop. Very nice, very nice. Right, we'll disconnect the battery on the side. What else do we have? Oh yeah, the landing gear indicator. It works off its own little battery, so you'd have to turn it on or off. It's part of your checklist. It won't stay on for you, so just be aware of that, yeah? Now the gun sight works. We can turn on the gun deflector sight, so nothing there at the moment. There's our gun sight. And it does have a workable shade in behind it. Nice. Okay, good stuff. What else are we looking at here? Temperature and pressure is okay. Fuel is okay. That's a Morse code gadget. Switch box identification. Steady Morse code. Or steady, off, or Morse. It's clickable, but I don't know what it does, right? What else do we have now, lads? Nav lights. Camera not modelled. Go ahead and close these. And we can go to the main tanks. Radiator flap is open. Leave it open for the moment. Check on the electrical system. We're looking good. So next up, we'll check out the sounds before we get going. Have a now listen to these from the exterior. Now mind your ears. Now we don't want to give it too much in case we tip it over. Do you know what I mean? I haven't.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
Alpha Watna says the gun sight isn't collimated, so it looks utterly crap in VR. As in, it. What do you mean? It doesn't stay on the glass? Is that what you mean by that? Sounds like a really old tractor. Yeah. Sounds all right. I mean, I think they're okay. Sounds great idling anyway. Right, so what we're going to do... oh yeah, we're going to go flying, friends. We're going to go flying. So let's see. We're going to turn on multiplayer. And as I said, our flight is going to take us from Duxford. And we're going to ramble first down to Biggin Hill. That's going to be out over London, right? So we're pretty much going to be heading south. For once, the external sounds are quite good. Stark contrast to the P-47. Jay Winokur, good to see you. Right, so we're just going to wait for a few people to appear. There's our lads. And there's going to be lots of planes. So parking brake coming off. Small bit of power. And we'll taxi out here to the right. There we go. How much does it cost? It would be nice to have the gun sight properly modelled. It's like 20 bucks. And my scenery's gone all kind of mad for the second. Hang on, that's DX12 for you lads. Let's see, can we fix that? Stupid DirectX. Like, do you know what I mean? Can they not just fix it? Oh, there's a terrible pause. There we go. There we go. Let's see, can we fix all this now? Up you go, you devil. Come on now, tiles. Load in and do your thing. Kind of looking better now, kind of. Hang on a second, hang on a second. Keep going up. Keep going up. Right, now we're looking good. Right, down there, you devil, you. Huzzah! Right. Let's start taxiing. Now again, we keep the canopy open. A lot of the time you see photographs that the canopy is actually left open, which is pretty cool. But if you're in a dogfight, they would close the canopy. Do you know what I mean? Frame generation doesn't work on DirectX 11. Correct. Begs the question, why not go back? Yeah, frame generation, Scott. So here's the freeware at Duxford. It's absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. And you know, the Hurricane still flies to this day, which I think is absolutely brilliant, right? I just ran over someone. It's totally fine though. On the plus side, it flies nicely though. It out accelerates the Mark 9 Spit or the Mk109. Does it? Well, you see, in a straight line, these things just wouldn't be fast, or as fast as a Spit, or a 109. Now, I believe these things could outmaneuver a 109 in terms of a turn, but just not if you were going into a negative G kind of a dive. These things were not well, they were capable-ish, but the engine would kind of spit and cough. I forget the lady's name, but they actually designed a way to kind of combat that so the carburetors wouldn't be starved of fuel. Divan is doing 300 miles an hour in no time. Nice. I'd actually thought that the canopies open so they could bail out faster. Really? Jesus. But they absolutely mad. Jesus, Duxford is alive today with aircraft. Look at this, lads. Nice. Now, this is the first time I've flown this aircraft, so I can't tell you how great or how crap it is, right? So, like, put it this way, right? I'm already liking the airplane because it looks pretty good. I love what Airplane Heaven have done just by giving us the pilot's notes and all that. Like, it's a nice kind of a touch, right? Miss Schilling, it was something like that, wasn't it? Dougal says, I have some sort of rudder or steering conflict. Dougal, there is a way to reset that. I think there's a button press, it'll change it for you. Hang on, let's have a look. Watch the brakes now, Murphy. Easy. Oh, jeez, easy. So there's a setting to use for the steering, Dougal. Hang on, before we go, lads. A harness switch for the pilot, yes. Ground handling. Tail dragger, tail wheel on the ground, 3-point stages. We spent a lot of time taming the behaviour of the Hurricane on the ground. We believe we now have the handling somewhere close to what a real Spitfire was. Doesn't have pedal brakes. Brake lever, that's okay. Fuel, that's okay. Check your fuel levers. There is something here. Steering with differential braking. Here you are, Dougal, right? So see where your braking switch is. If you tap on the braking switch, that'll change it, right? Balut, it is indeed. Now, I wasn't going to use live weather because, well, what's the live weather like? But sure, listen, we'll fly this weather. Now, if I were to click this switch down here, this guy. So that's the rudder moving. If we click it again. It's still moving. Interesting. Although it's way more sensitive. Oh yeah, that's it there, Dougal. That's it there. So when you click it, brake is on. So if we add a bit of power, rudder left, it's on the brake. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, that'll take a little bit of getting used to. But let's see what happens, right? IKO, Echo Golf Sierra uniform. Okay, are we ready to go flying? Now, in terms of trim, couldn't tell you. Bring it forward a little bit and let's see what happens. Right, friends. What could go wrong? My thoughts exactly. Power coming in. Watch the boost. And we're rolling. Speed's coming up. Whoop, you devil. Whoop, Jesus. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Jesus. Some of the sounds outside are horrendous. You can teach monkeys to fly better than that. Oh, there's something not right with me tail wheel drag now. Hang on. I'll try this one. There's a horrible sound coming off something. Right, try it again, Murph. Power coming in. Zero boost.
Dreamy, sleepy,
It's
nighty,
not often
snoozy, snooze.
that one gets the opportunity to speak about someone's intelligence and admiration. Annoyingly,
Jesus.
he will push the buttons.
What am I doing wrong, lads? Right, easy now, Jemima. This has all gone terribly wrong. Is there someone in a P-47? Or is that a hurricane sound glitch? Do you hear it? Interesting. Right, she's not liking what I'm doing in terms of takeoff. So it's not like a Spitfire. Man. Open the rad, yes. Mixture good, propeller good, mag test grand. Open the throttle a small amount, release the brake. Normally a Hurricane should be taxiing using slow S-turns, that's grand. Before takeoff, apply the brake. Feed in a small amount of nose down using the trim. Check your flap position. Short field you can spec 28, otherwise flaps up. Open up and release the brakes. As you roll forward, gathering speed, open up to plus a quarter boost. Shortly, the tail will rise. Hold the Hurricane there using small inputs from the rudder. Okay. It sounds fine, doesn't it? Too much power on start? Maybe. Simple as that, yeah. Is that the P-47 sounds? Because it sounds absolutely terrible in multiplayer, doesn't it? Jesus. I don't see anyone in a P-47 though. See plenty of Spitfires, they're gorgeous. I don't see a single one. Dougal is flying, that's brilliant, he's already airborne. Oh wait, Kozak is in a P-47. Oh Jesus, loads of people have just instantly died, look. What's causing the rudder to go, look? The plane is just spinning on its own, that's not right, lads. Rudder trim here for a second. I didn't go near the rudder trim. Alright, let's see what happens. Right, bring the power in. This is a great fun, isn't it? Quarter boost. Yeah, I got you. Right. Right, power coming in. That's better. There we go. That's how you do it. Kind of, sort of, nearly. Right. Oopsie daisy. Power is everything. Gear up. Jesus. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Decent enough sounds too. Decent enough sounds. Flyby sound? Yeah, we'll check that now in a moment. I don't know, is that the P-47? I really hope it's not other, Does anyone else have the sound bug? That's what I had until clicking the gauge, Murph. Okay, so the gauge is what it is, right? Super. Yeah, the multiplayer sounds are absolutely shagged. But I'm unsure, is it this aircraft causing it? Or is it something else? Jungle Sim is in the Chinook. Nice. Right, let's get our trim sorted here for the moment. Is that even moving? Yeah, she's moving. Okay, get our trim set in. Easy now, Jemima. Okay, boost can probably go up a bit. RPM down a smidgen, not too much though. Yeah, there's another aircraft. Its sounds are coming in. Whatever it is. What about flybys though? 1 second now, 1 second now. Right, let's have a listen. Are we ready? Jesus, this is loud. That's not bad. Kazaki's paused. P-47 isn't the culprit. Yeah, it's got to be. Sounds so good. It sounds good in the external, but is anyone else in the Hurricane getting the same sounds? By any chance? It's a very nice model though, isn't it? That's gorgeous looking. Kazaki's paused, so it's not that. Dougal blew his engine! Oh no! Oh, there he goes! Dougal! Look out! Oh jeez, he's gonna hit the deck. Okay, RPM keep it low. Boost keep it low. Temperatures, the rad, everything's looking good. Close this devil. Does the Mustang have the sound bug? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. We'll work around it, lads. It's totally fine. And what we could do. That'll fix that. Right. So outside. Inside. Right, we'll live with that, right? We'll live with that. It was your fuel. Oh, really? Jeez. I think my Cessna 172 was a bad choice, right? This is a beautiful little plane. Hang on, we'll change the time of day here a bit. Make it look a little bit more dramatic. Do you know what I'm saying? Flying out over the English countryside in the evening time. At around 10 to 7. Yes. That's gorgeous looking. That's great. We have the fact that we have now a Hurricane in the sim. This is great, right? You left it on reserve. Ah, right. Yeah, so once... Well, I imagine as soon as you get the engine running, kick it into the main tanks. Pressure head heat. Pressure head heat. Don't know what that means. Let's not press it. What else do we have? Oh, we have some internal lighting. Actually, what's the lighting like? Okay, it's positively nighttime. What does this do? Okay. Is there any other lights in this thing? Our landing lights are bright as, look. Beautiful. So the gun sight looks the part at night time, but in terms of overall lighting, it's only kind of so-so. It's not terrible or anything. Alright, so we're on our way. What's our speed looking at? Just the thing can move. Them lights are a bit kind of showy off. So we got a Supermarine Spitfire, we have a P-51 Mustang, and another Hurricane, and another Spit. Like, do you know what? The Hurricane is gorgeous. It is really, really nice, but the Spit just has the edge, doesn't it, lads? This is a difficult to get the pitch right. It kind of has a mind of its own to straight and level flight look. Anyway, seems to be going okay, doesn't it? Sound of victory, indeed. Autopilot panel works. Autopilot? Oh, it does look brilliant. Altitude, what are we at? What are we at? Let's see if we can do some stuff here. What are we at? 4,000 feet? 4,700 feet. Lock her in. Heading. We want to be down at the 1/8 or something, don't we? Do-do-do-do-do. At 184. Goblin Zeus is in the Airplane Heaven Spit Mark 1. Great plane. Look at that. Right, so let's just get the old airplane settled. And we're heading first to Biggin Hill. That's our first stop of the night, right? Trim and pitch are crazy. Yeah, they really need a bit of work. The pitch trim is nuts. Like, it doesn't fly like a Spit, which is... That's a good thing, right? Can we lock that? Yeah, we can lock the canopy. I don't know about the mirror, though. Hello? Hello? Ah, that's pretty cool looking, isn't it? Next time you're bringing a faster ride, it'll be grand. Haven't flown the Airplane Heaven Spitfire in about a year. Great little plane. Great little plane. Right, we'll do a bit of messing here, lads, will we? Do I have the other filter? I don't. Hang on now, wait to see this. Bear with me now, friends. That kind of works, doesn't it? That kind of works. Right, we'll do one of these. Like, imagine the roar, right? Now, let's have a listen. Mind your ears. Any second now. That's pretty friggin' cool, right? I mean, come on. That's pretty good, right? Alright, over London. God almighty, there's London. Right, Biggin Hill, not too far ahead of us, so. That's beautiful, wasn't it? Beautiful. Right now, Mark Burton, I've seen 12 Spits at Biggin Hill in around 1988. So when I was over in Duxford, there was a Hurricane and a Spit flying around. It was stunning. Damn it, Jamie, it's down in the sun. Who is now going to go off and watch the Battle of Britain? I mean, it's going to happen. It's just going to happen, right? Brilliant. Don't forget, lads, if you are watching us over on YouTube, thank you very much. Do be sure to hit the little like button. It's hilarious what happens. YouTube says, oh, really? And it'll recommend the stream to more people who may have otherwise, you know, been watching weird videos. Now they can watch something even weirder. So thank you very much indeed for that. Where can I get tickets for the Battle of Britain 2? Is there such a thing? Ewan McGregor did he did a great documentary on the Battle of Britain. Brilliant. AZ Blue Line watched it this morning. Nice. Now, Biggin Hill, that's it there on the right, isn't it? Yep. Hellfighter Command. Andy Brown. Pity there's no mosquito. Oh, dude, I would love a mosquito in here. Yeah. Right. Autopilot gadget from Flow. Turn you off. My airplane. And let's head down to Biggin Hill, lads. So in terms of how she flies through the air, it's quite nice, actually. Very maneuverable. Try now aileron roll here. Nice. We'll go for a barrel roll. It's nice. It's really, really nice. Sweet. First air show at Duxford is on Sunday, May... Oh, it's on this Sunday? No way. Commander Freezer, what was the music I played? Jesus, I couldn't tell you. Hang on. It's called Days of Glory from Epidemic Sound. Days of Glory, right? Okay, London Biggin Hill. Let's be having it. This is Pilots Plus scenery of Biggin Hill. Jesus, is it a hashtag? No, it's not. Everyone's gone down that way. Oh, y'all went straight in. Maybe I should go straight in as well. Okay. Oof. We don't want stutters. Go away, stutters. Man alive, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Oh, that's beautiful looking. Their animation's alright. Did it go down that fast? Oh, easy now. Alright, speed coming down nicely. That's a tight angle. There's our flaps coming down. That's your power setting. Flaps are slow. Yeah, flap seems very slow to move. Easy now, Murphy. See, can we get ourselves into this? Okay, keep the speed in around 100 or so. She might need more than that. Easy. Easy. Right, ease our way into it, right? About 100 and odd. And we'll try and aim for a 3-point landing here. Little bit of a breeze here, actually. Ah, look at that. Look at the state of those planes. Alright. Power coming down. Hold the nose up. Keep holding the nose up. Power to idle. Holding the nose. Hold the nose. Too much. Easy. Easy. We're down anyway. 173. We'll take it. Ooh, careful now. Don't use full braking. It's intermittent braking. That's what you... Oh, Jesus. That's what you need. Oh, she doesn't want to turn. Easy. Easy. Yeah, it's a handful on the ground, isn't it? I mean, that's a real handful on the ground. But it's nice. It's only a matter of getting used to it, do you know what I mean? I would love a single click spot to open and close the canopy, though. Yeah, the flaps take ages to move. Okay, so if I want to turn the divil. There you go. Now you're thrashing. And then brake the other way. Okay. Click spot to remove the flight stick anywhere. Can't find one. Do you know, Dougal, there isn't. That's an odd thing, isn't it? No click spot to remove the flight stick. You can use the mouse wheel to open and close the canopy. Oh, genius! Alpha what now, you absolute genius? Dougal says there is. Is there? I don't want to mess with it in case I disappeared and it doesn't come back. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, that's the brakes. Oh, Jesus. That's still the brakes. Paparazzi like, oh, no P40. Where's your P40? Falling up. He's falling in. Run yourself. Jesus, an F-16, look. Why am I missing a wheel? Oh no, it's back. Thank God for that. We found a glitch with the wheel. We've lost a wheel. Houston, we have a dilemma. Okay, so the wheel likes to disappear. A day one bug, we'll put it down to that. There's Duna in a Comanche, look. The mighty wheelie be a problem, right? The compass light to the left of the stick. The compass light to the left of the stick. Dougal, you're a genius. Man, Dougal. Who makes the Hurricane? Well, Hawker, but in the sim, it is Aeroplane Heaven. Good to see you, Irish Gav. How are you, man? Happy Thursday. Oh, it wasn't Dougal. Oh no, it was Alpha What Now? Alpha What Now? Did you... Are you Aeroplane Heaven? Did you make this plane? Or maybe you're on the beta team. You definitely know your stuff. Or you've flown Hurricanes before. Now, for our next takeoff... let's see what's going to happen here now. So we're heading out now to Dover. We'll let that 320 go ahead of us, right? Not available yet in the Xbox. He said in a couple of weeks. Look at that. Ah, Jesus, that's gorgeous. Do you know, Kaharia is going to maybe like this. Because she has some serious time in the Spitfire, doesn't she? I would say Kaharia has flown the Spit probably more than any of us. There goes Muttley. Now. Right, A320, get up the hill there, quick. You're up the yard. You don't know the way. Just get up the yard and be grand. You can't take off with you there. That's some serious hardware on the ground. Right, let's see if we can take off without dying this time. Are we ready, sports fans? Easy now, Murph. Easy. 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 Ooh, easy. Easy. That's a bit better. To infinity and beside. Yep, see Daisy. Gear up. Right, we're getting used to it, lads. We're getting used to it. All right. Oh man, that's stunning. Beautiful. Look at that. So many people. That's really nice. The roars of that. Margie, good to see you. So we're going to head out towards the Dover VOR, and then it's down to Lyd. Jesus, lads, there's a good few with us here now today. Hang on, we get ourselves straightened up. Some trimmage. And let's have a look. Where are we going to? So we want to head out here to the west. So, autopilot. Heading is going to be 08 maybe? 0 something? Hang on. Let's go with that. Altitude as we are. Why don't you give me altitude there, Ted? Right. 2,800 feet, will do. And we're turning on now. So we're leaving Biggin Hill behind us. Tell you how. And it does look good, right? Look at it, lads. Right. If there's anyone flying along with us now, well, if you're on the Xbox, press 1. On the PC, press 2. And if you're here because it's Thursday and there really wasn't anything on the telly, Captain Sickbag, good to see you. Will you press number 3? And we'll do an L count here if I can get some music. This might work. Yes. Now, I don't know what in the hell that's supposed to be. Or even who is it? Jeb! What are you flying, man? It doesn't look the part at all. Model matching out the window. Jesus, look at that though. Isn't it gorgeous? Jeb! Change your wagon! It looks terrible. There's always one. There was two there a minute ago. There's Tunesy looking good. It's an interesting machine now, this, isn't it? Which is very nice though, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. A Gigna. Right, I imagine we're gonna have to change our course here. Are we still climbing? Why isn't the autopilot working? 5,100. Would you get out of the fuck? Okay, so the autopilot is absolutely shagged. It doesn't know what it's doing, you know what I mean? Very strange. Right, we're on a heading of 090. I want to change that now. We'll turn left a little bit. Call it 100. Get the altitude down a bit. We don't need to be this high, right? So where are we at? We're at 3,500. Bring her down there, Murph. Bring her down.
So look at this big eater.
There's many. You're in a Hawker Hunter. It's alright, Jeff. Don't worry, man. I don't know why the model matching, because I have the Hunter installed. Because the Hunter is actually really nice. Really nice. Old veterans calling me in Egypt. Nothing new there. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? Right. Can we kind of stable off here at... I keep trying to look around the oak. There's 2,000 feet. Well, can we lock it in now? No. Right. Keep that at 0. No, not 800. You're mad. 0, please. Level off. Perfect. 2,000 feet. Now we're threshing. Beautiful. Check the fuel. Oh, really? God, this is like thirsty, isn't it? Whoa. We used like 40% just on that little leg of the flight. Jesus. Good man, Dougal. Right, so we're heading out towards Lyd. This is out by the, well, we're not. We're heading out to the Dover via War. That's out by the cliffs. And then we're going to come back in towards Lyd. Very strange. I'm a brokey, so it's freeware, but it's not. But it's still a moderately decent cockpit. Jeb, it's a great plane, man. And for freeware, it's very good. It's just I don't know why the model matching isn't doing what it needs to do. It doesn't have a silly looking external fuel tank. No, well that was the extended range for the Spitfire. But it actually had a fuel tank up the front here. So like if that got hit, I mean you were absolutely shagged. Do you know what I mean? We're at a decent speed here. The only thing I suppose it doesn't have is any of the guns effects. I think that would have been nice, wouldn't it? That definitely would have been nice. 220 knots. Murph, can you put the dashboard on? I can't see it. Yeah, dashboard's on there now, Dougal. What are your opinions on Sim Plaza and add-on piracy? It's an absolute freaking disaster, if you ask me, because the way I think of it is, right? Developers need... Any developer, I mean, they develop aircraft either because they really want it or that they're a business, right? A business... If you have a business, by definition, you need money. You need to make money, right? Piracy, like... It's always going to be there, unfortunately. That's just the way the world works. But like, put it this way, right? Anyone who's thick enough to be downloaded from Sim Plaza, like, just be very aware that the sim scans every single add-on you have when you load it up. Just be very aware of that. Be super aware of that. the sim scans every aircraft that you have. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's disaster. Any drop tanks, or is that a later version? Fornax, probably a later version. I feel like Ordnance has become one of the standards now. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Like, you can't do much with it, but it is nice to have it there. It's one of those moments where you go, right? But like, okay, an airplane heaven aircraft version 1 release. Have we found a couple of issues?
Recently, Murphy decided to sell his vacuum cleaner. All it was doing was gathering dust.
Mr. Skill, brilliant. Like, you know, a version 1 release. In terms of patches, the primer doesn't seem to work right. The right or the left landing wheel disappears after a certain speed. The ground handling, I don't think that's Airplane Heaven's fault. I think that's Murphy needs to learn it. I'm unsure what's causing the sound bug. Oh, there's a big pause. I don't know what's causing the sound bug, but like, I just wish they'd fix that. You know? That flap is open or closed? It's closed. What else is a little bit strange? That's kind of it. Okay, 1 or 2 maybe textures, but look at lads, from the right angle, this thing looks absolutely incredible, doesn't it? I think it's done really, I think it's done nice. That pun sucked, depending on the setting. That's very good. That's very good. But like, we know that Airplane Heaven are also working on the Lancaster. And like, they also gave us the DC-3. Look at that view over there, look. Like, I think there's definitely numbers that need to be dialed here a little bit. Maybe not that much. But like, if it has faster acceleration than a Spitfire or a 109, that probably needs to be tweaked. But then again, the acceleration wasn't the issue, it was the overall top speed. You know? I'd say Duckworks gave us the DC-3. They did do a lot of work. Also, didn't Got Friends do a huge patch for the DC-3 as well? Next airport is going to be Lid, Echo Golf, Mike Delta. Like, Jesus, lads, can you imagine back in the day, right? Like, back in the day, they'd be heading out over this way. Like, think of, what was the operation that led them over to, what was the operation that, what was the name of the operation, lads, for, Dunkirk? I forget that, oh, that's going to be stuck in my head. It's a Hurricane. Dunkirk. Dynamo, I think it was, yeah. Hey, Filthy is here. Good man, you're 25 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Yeah, Operation Dynamo, lads. Yeah. And like, what I like about this aircraft, the Hurricane, it's funny, right? But you kind of walk away and the Spitfire is better. And that's from, you know, from both in the sim and probably real life. But there's just some character about this thing. Like, in terms of features, what are we missing? Guns, maybe? Right? The sounds aren't bad. But in a multiplayer environment, I'm not quite sure, you know? Hydra trains? The model is superb. I mean, it instantly recognizable as a Hurricane. Don't restart the sim to see if that helps. Duca says can't see anyone. Might need more bass sounds. Well, I've headphone simulation on, Jay Winokur, so if I turn this off, but I'm getting a bleeding sound. Like, there's a bit of meat there, you know? And like, when we do this crack, do you know? Hang on. when we do this sort of crack. I mean, this is impressive, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not bad, like. At least you know it's a unique sound set. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Kanzui, good to see you. Welcome in. Dougal's having issues with the old multiplayer settings. That's a giant pain in that place. Do you know? Now, let me see. Where are we at? We're over here, look. Yes. So we're heading out over to the cliffs of Dover, lads. Ah, brilliant. Let's have a look now. I mean, look at that. And like, the P-51, like, case in point, right? That's a great airplane from airplane heaven, but it's had the same issue with the flaps since they released it. In multiplayer, it just looks like the flaps are down. Like, could they not just fix it? Do I ever go plane spotting? The odd time, yeah. The odd time. I want to make sure, you know, I was doing a pun in return, by the way, because Hoover suck and sometimes blow. Oh no, we got it. Brilliant. Jesus, there's 8 guns in this thing, like. Do you know what I mean? 8? What would you do with 8? Crazy. So this should look kind of nice now, heading out to Dover. Oh, yes. I do hope I remember to turn on the gadget to, you know, show me the cliffs. I think I did. I think I think the sun is a little bit too low in the sky now. Bring it up there now, Murph, a little bit. Oh no, it's just proper cloudy, look. There we go. There we go. This is very pretty. Johnny Five Alive, good to see you, man. Welcome in. So we're out over Dover. So we'll do a left turn, then we'll do a right turn, and we'll just kind of hang around and have a now look, will we? What does this one do? We'll press some buttons here and see what happens. That's so cool. Voicey, huge news. Voicey Ram was in saying, evening everyone, Mini Me was born healthy on Friday and already had his first flight in a Dash 8 4 days later, so he's catching up. Congratulations, my dude. Fantastic news. So happy for you, mate. Ah, that's brilliant, isn't it? Well done, Voicey. Huge news. Right, that was Dover. Very, very, very fancy. Right, let's head down this way. There's more to Dover. It's a big place. Right, let's ramble out this way. Look at the state of the weather, though. Look at this. You have a load of ships in the port, says Muse. Are you using the marine traffic gadget? I think Bomber Command have a big memorial out here, don't they? Or is it Fighter Command? That's class looking, lads. Loving all the warbirds. This is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Look at the state of it. So, Lyd Airfield is coming up. I'm going to overfly it, lads. We're going to go straight to Shoreham. That's the plan. We're going to go down to Shoreham, right? It's very pretty looking. Like 241 knots. What's that in old money? That's about 320 miles an hour? 300 miles an hour. It's roughly that, isn't it? That view is a bit strange. That's probably more like it. There you go. There you go. 277. I can move, right? Okay, so Lyd is... well, we're coming over Lyd, but we're not going to land at Lyd. We're going to go all the way out to Shoreham, right? So, let's see. Autopilot. Autopilot. And then our heading
Did you know
here...
eBay is incredibly useless? I tried to look up lighters, and all they had was 13.749 matches, for God's sakes.
They only had 13.74 matches. You look for lighters. Jesus. What's our heading? 2-3 something. 231. Let's see. There we go. Oh no, it appears I have a mock engine failure. That's never good. Look at it though. Isn't that pretty? Stunning. Right, so we're going to overfly Lyd and then it's down to Shoreham just after Brighton. Kozaki, I don't have it. F-18, beautiful. I don't have that scenery for whatever reason. I have all the... I have all the... Man down! Medic! John! Poor old John. It's alright, John. No one saw. Yeah, I don't have it, Kozaki. If you're trying to carry petrol and it's too heavy, then get butane instead. It's a lighter fluid. It's a lighter fluid? That's brilliant. She's on fire. Hey, I see a test pilot over there. Look at the state of that. Will we brighten things up? Well, no, it's a nice sunset kind of a flight. I'm kind of liking this. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's pretty. Is this War Thunder? No, man. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. We just got a new Hurricane to fly. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Lyd is over there to our left. There's a Lyd. So we're flying over Lyd. What in the name of Jesus? Well, that's like the oil or something, isn't it? Isn't this neck of the woods, it's like, it's the only designated desert in the UK. Mad, right? So we're going to overfly Lid, and we're going to head down to Brighton. So we're going to need to do a little adjustment on our heading. Autopilot. So we want, what, 260? Or give or take. We'll kind of stick to the coast-ish once we get down by Brighton. Oh, it's so nice, isn't it? A beautiful evening flight down the south of England. It's stunning. Gorgeous. Does it have the whole world in it? It does. It's the entire planet. Wombat, beautiful flying. I do like the Mustang. Haven't flown in a while, but it's beautiful. That's gorgeous looking, isn't it? We just need the Lancaster now, yes. One of your favourite areas to fly warbirds. Love going across the channel. That's so good. Jeb, we'll see you soon, mate. Take care. Yeah, like the Lancaster, I'm really excited for that. I need the Lancaster in my life. It needs to happen. Look at that though, that's stunning. Oh jeez, the stutters and all. Okay, so it's a quick dash out towards Shoreham, and then it's a long stretch all the way back up to Duxford. I've been waiting years on that. Zero clue what the holdup is now. We're waiting on the sounds. Why is the Mustang with its flaps down? It's stuck. It's a problem with the add-on with the aircraft. Just needs an update, which we've never got. So yeah, so the Lancaster, it's just the sounds. They're waiting on the sound engine to come back. Hey, there's paparazzi in a Spitfire. It looks great, lads. You got loads of people flying. This is brilliant. Oh, yes. Look at that, though. Isn't that gorgeous looking? I need the Flying Iron B-17. Oh, yes. Dougal, no worries. Still flying solo? Dude. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, man. It's so annoying, isn't it? Toto's having the same issues. You restarted, still having... Toto, but I can see you, though. Or at least I could. I can see Toto over there, look. But I see Dougal. Dougal, do you know what I can do? No. Join the fest, my man. Join the fest, Dougal. That'll work. Lads, if you have join the fest, turn on join the fest. That'll solve the ticket. In there like swimwear. Now we're thrashing. I'll give it a few moments. Hey, Rubber Duck, good to see you. There we go. Actually, lads, here's one for you, right? Do you all have Join FS? Let's see, can we move the entire party over to Join FS, and let's see if the sound issues come with it. Do you know what I mean? So we have a few people coming in. Let's see, can we move everyone over to Join FS? You don't have it, Salty? Are you on the PC? Hammer Nail says, afternoon. Good to see you, man. Johnny Arvac says, the Fuga got an update. Nice. Okay, Salty, put in exclamation point, join FS. There's instructions there. It'll take you 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll be good. 2 or 3 minutes, right? Exclamation point, join FS. It'll explain to you what it is you need to do. Right, lads, can we get everyone so over to join the fest and let's see what happens? I don't know why it's deleting the... I could be just links coming up. Because if I do this, right? Now just bear with me for a minute. Now we're off. Am I still getting the friggin' sounds? I think I am. That sounds about right. Okay, so the sound bug has gone away as well. Nice. So we're starting to see a few aircraft starting to appear. This is brilliant. If it's green and says password, I'm connected. Yes. That's beautiful looking. It just gives us options when the multiplayer servers act the mess, you know? There must only be a few on Join the Fest though. Like, there's always an advantage when you're not on the Microsoft servers, do you know what I mean? Hey, we got a good few, look. Toto says nothing. I think if sim update is delayed again, I'll do a Windows and sim reinstall. Oh Jesus, really? So Toto, you should have sim green and password green, and make sure you're connected to TTM Flying Circus. Down the bottom here. Briggsy, yeah, it's awesome, man. Sounds are awesome. Okay, so we have a few aircraft on Join the Fest. I'll turn back on multiplayer just so we have everyone on. But if you guys just want to use Join the Fest, I'll keep mine open as well. Is that fair enough? Ching! I'll give the sim a moment to load in aircraft, and then we should be good to go. We might try this some night. We might just do a Join the Fest flight. Just for the sheer crack of it, you know what I mean? Jesus Wombat, I'm miles off on your left hand side. Brilliant. Energizer says, after a few hours of flying, how does the flight model feel compared to the flying Ironbirds? It's not bad. It flies nice. The autopilot, okay, there's no real autopilot in it, so it's a little bit on the twitchy side, but no, it's good. It ain't bad at all. I'm back on the old headphone simulation now, because that sound will just drive you nuts. There we go. Nice! Right, so we're heading down to Shoreham. Do. There's the lads there now. There's a good few out. That's down by the Brighton Pier, I think it's called, isn't it? Ah, Ah, there's Wombat. Brilliant. Jeez, that didn't take him long at all. God almighty. You try and play hide and seek, he immediately appears beside you. Did you go somewhere? Do you know? I was going to say ask Andrew, but he's gone off to mod for further. But yeah. SKM, good to see you. Welcome in, man. Okay, so Shoreham. There's the Brighton Pier. We're going to take it out of autopilot. My airplane. And let's go down and buzz the old pier here. Daka 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 daka. Damn it, Jamie, it's down in the sun. Look at it though, isn't it? Dougal, we can see you. Dougal, you're actually on the screen. MDA's in the house. 5 streams and I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Right, let's look at that, lads. That's friggin' gorgeous looking. Gorgeous. On Gadget go hauling. Right, over the pier now. Here we go. Beautiful view. That's Higgy, isn't it? Look at this. Brighton Pier. Look at the state. With the sun setting and everything. Ah, Jesus, this is pure romantic now, lads. If you're into that sort of thing, right? Hammerdale says, Murph, question for you, Spit or Hurricane? It's got to be a Spitfire. Duke is like, well, that's dandy, but I don't see anyone. Nice. We're in Brighton. Down with the beach. Like, there's photogrammetry here, but like, I don't know. This altitude, it looks terribly melted candle wax, doesn't it? Yep, see Daisy. Get a bit of altitude here for a minute. Woohoo! That's how you stall. Ah, it looks pretty okay once you get up a little bit higher. Default scenery, yeah. Now, the airport we're flying into is not default. I think it's Orbex. I'm almost certain it's Orbex. So the Hawker Hurricane from Airplane Heaven. It's nice, lads. It is nice. A patch is going to be needed for a couple of bits and bobs. There's Dougal. We can actually see you, Dougal. In actual fact, we can see 2 of you. Because you're on Join the Fest as well. Brilliant. The system works. We have double the aircraft. This is brilliant. Dragon says, I think I can hear you lot. Shoreham is your hometown. Put on the kettle. Okay. Where's the airport? Oh, Jesus, it's right below us. There it is. Now we'll land on this gadget coming in over the sea. There's test pilot. There's a grass runway. Or we can go on the old concrete. We'll go for the concrete. Briggsy says, the update for the F-35 will have amazing sounds. Can I send the link to show you? The link probably won't go through on the chat, but if you... Briggsy, can you drop it to us over on Discord? I heard a clip before of the new sound set. Absolutely insane. Nice. Yeah, drop it in on Discord. If anyone's new here, exclamation point Discord. That's where we all hang out when we're not on a stream. New engine noises for... Oh wait, new engine noise. Right, left turn and we'll circle down. Are we ready? Oh, yes. All right, let's head in and see what we can do. Right, there's the runway. Right, plane. How fast can you desal? Pretty fast, actually. It's a narrow runway. Yes. We've got this. And there's a huge drop off the speed. Get the gear down. Oh, the sounds. That's beautiful. That's really good. So it's giving you like the backfiring sounds. That's really good, lads. Alright, plane. We have a job to do. Was it a whoopee cushion? That's really good. Welcome to Shoreham. And now it's a quick dash back up to Duxford. I say this, the sun will drop at that stage. Right, easy does it. What's our speed here? Not terribly good, about 110. Easy. Easy. Did they record that from Murph Skoda? I would tune my Skoda to sound like that. Do you know what I mean? Right, easy now. Easy. Easy. Narrow runway is right. Holy crap. Right, keep the nose up. Nose up. There's a bit of a bounce. 82 feet though. We'll take it. Oof. We'll take it. Alright. I love the sounds. It's getting dark now as well, right? Oh, Jesus, got handy plane. You're looking great, lads. Welcome to Shoreham. I was at this airport years ago. It's like beautiful. Great history here. Okay, so we're going to be departing here now shortly. Double check your fuel once again, lads. Look, we're almost out of fuel. This thing is an absolute thirsty mother. Jesus. It's like very thirsty, this machine. I see Join Invest planes. Yeah, turn them off there for a second. Ah, no, look. Do the thing. The handling is nuts, I tell you. Jesus. Who's this coming in? Oh, it's Rob. Come on, Rob. On you, devil.
Jesus.
Beautiful. It's all nice and quiet.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. Right, Murphy, get yourself in the straight and narrow here. Right, friends. Let's see if we can fly without dying, shall we? Fire coming in. Speed's coming up. Careful. Oh, Jesus. Careful. Easy now. There you go. Oh, Jesus. Right. Yep, see, Betsy. Jesus. There's a bit of getting used to this. Up the yard. Hey, Zybok.
Jesus.
Jesus. Ah, look at the time of day now, though. Quick Shot 3, or Quick Shot the third turbo. I'm a bit of a lurker, but I wanted to say how much I enjoy your stream. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's so very kind of you. Right, lads, who paid him to say it? Very nice. This is absolutely only gorgeous, look. What would work here? Oh, this will work. Bit of music here now. We ready? Can we do the mad looking thing again? We can. I'll turn off this for the moment, right? I'll turn on this now. How will this look like in... Yeah, it's very dark, Murphy. Very dark. Right. Film...
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Yeah. Hang on there now. That looks kind of nice. It looks very old, doesn't it? Yes, that looks good. Filthy! Ah, you're very good, Filthy. Thanks very much indeed. Right, we'll do one of these. We're ready. Some tunage, lads. And here we are flying in the Hawker Hurricane, the Mk1, down across the south of England. Tally-ho. What was the speech that Churchill said? Well, so few. What was it? Hang on, we need to find that somewhere. What's this Churchill said?
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Big shot, thank you very much indeed. Here we go, right? Isn't it so nice looking? Now, where is it, he said? Oh, yeah. Right, okay. So it says, where are we going, Murph? You're flying around in circles like an absolute donkey. We'll fix that now. We'll go back the other way. So he said, never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. That filter is absolutely deadly, isn't it? Look at it, lads. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. You mean we're doing nothing else today. We're just doing this. Jesus, even this view. Right, what heading do we need here, lads? Who's in charge? Heading of 11 degrees or something. Hang on a second. We get this all tidied up here now. 11 degrees. Yep, you devil, yep. Keep going, Merv. Keep going. There you go. 11 degrees. Heading mode. Altitude. Lock it in. Flight level. Jesus, are we that high? Are we actually that high, lads? 14,000. That's what we're going for. Why the devil not? Right, park it there now, Murph. There you go. Ah, look at it. $3,333. Ah, brilliant.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
I mean, that just looks absolutely cool, doesn't it?
Jesus.
It just looks deadly, lads. Look at the absolute state of that. It's gorgeous. Yeah, baby. Everything that. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
The emotes have taken over. It's very emotional. Is that not one of the coolest things you've seen in this sim? Look at it. Spitfire, Hurricane, and a P-51 Mustang. Absolutely stunning. Like, you're going to be tired and sore from all the screenshots. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely freaking gorgeous looking, lads. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Right filter. That's putting me machine under savage pressure. Oh, yes. You would have brought your coat and your scarf. Ah, man, that's gorgeous. That's just stunning. We're gonna overfly London now in a moment as well, like. Where would you get it? Where would you get it? I have to tell you that you make really good promotional material. Thank you very much. If only someone would buy it. Right? It means I could retire. Where'd the crack in that be, though? Do you know? Viper says, Murph, what do you think about the Hurricane in comparison to the other World War II fighters that Airplane have made before? Yeah, it's quite good, Viper. It is quite good, man. Mustang has the flaps down. It's a bug with the add-on. I can guarantee you Wombat is not using any flap. Although the Mustang is... And to be honest, the Mustang is not as fast as it should be in the sim either. It needs a bit of work. There's a Firefly Air Spitfire over there, look. Ah, look at it. So now we have the Hurricane. There's Seafires on the way as well. Look at that, though. Jesus. Look at it, lads. It's absolutely stunning. Isn't it? The range of this one, I think, was, what, 600 or 800 miles? Something like that. 6, I think. Like, the Mustang is gorgeous. As is the Spit. Just beautiful airplanes. I'm a real sucker for the warbirds, like the World War II stuff. I just love them. Hello, London. London calling. Like, I dabbled with DCS there the other day, just to see what the crack was all about, you know? And, like, I know, isn't it IL-2? Do you know, lads, I've never tried IL-2. And from what I'm hearing is there's no cockpit interactions. Everything has to be kind of bound to a button or whatever. Yeah. I see planes. Now everyone is showing up to the party. Typical. Yeah, Destin Pilot says, just need the Lancaster now. Oh, yes. We need the Lancaster. You know? Dougal's like, send them my way. Dougal, still? Jesus. It's absolutely friggin' gorgeous looking, this sim. It's just beautiful. B-17 as well, yes. Don't go down aisle 2. Really, is it not that good? No? Or aisle 2. I see what you did, Dan. Brilliant. Some of the DCS World War II campaigns are really good. I haven't tried them, Energizer. Haven't tried them. The Jug is not pretty. It's more of a back alley thug. Great plane, though. Great plane. Like, what I want from DCS,
Jesus.
in terms of the World War II stuff, I just want the combat. I just want to do some of the flying and shooting things and having the crack. But I think for just enjoying the aircraft, just flying and seeing the scenery and, you know what I mean? You're getting this sort of friggin' stuff. Like, this to me, that's just stunning. That's absolutely stunning. Do you know what I mean? But that's gorgeous, lads. Dan says, hopefully mine will look like this when the 4070 comes in. Maybe. Maybe I should move the sounds for the Spit over. Every time I idle, it puts popcorn sound on the stream. Really? We need a Mosquito. We need a Hurricane. Or we need a Lancaster. We need a B-17. I wouldn't say no to a Focke-Wulf either. It's just gorgeous, like. And the messing you can do with the NVIDIA filters, like, it's just class. Yeah, B-17 called Neva. Could you imagine? So there's London City Airport. And, get me bearings now. There's the Shard. There's the, what do they call that? The cucumber or something? I don't know. Let me see here now. Get your bearings, Murph. What's the park? James's Park? There's Buckingham Palace. Hello there. Yes. Further down the road then we should have Parliament. I know the castle's there. Where's They really need to do something with London's photogrammetry, don't they? Like, sweet llama, Jesus. There's Big Ben. Like, the photogrammetry is like awful here. They really need to fix it. Stunning.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't zoom in past. It's terrible, isn't it? Love the trip we flew over Normandy with the DC-3, dropping parachute troops. Well, C-47. We'll do that again this year. It's the 80th anniversary of D-Day, lads. So we will be planning another flight in the C-47s. But I'm hoping we have the Lancaster as well. Because I'd like to do kind of like a full-on kind of a flight. I want to have the Lancasters flying friggin' diversions. Do you know what I mean? That'd be so cool. Look at that, man. That's gorgeous looking. That's just gorgeous.
Oh, Jesus.
London Bridge almost fell down. Uh-oh. Look at it, like, Jesus. And having the Hurricane there, like, it's a very welcomed addition to the sim. Look at the spit even, like it's gorgeous. Stunning. They didn't move London Bridge to like... Wait. London Bridge is actually in Arizona now. Huh? What are you talking about? Did they actually do it something? They moved it brick by brick. Would you get out of town, will you? Wombat, that is some serious flying, mate. Jesus. There's no easy way to do that in a warbird. Did they? Fake news, has to be. Well, sure, why would they do that? Arizona has loads of bridges. Sure, Murphy, yeah, they do, yeah, Jesus. Right, we're getting close, lads. It's going to be a landing back into Duxford, and that'll conclude this evening's flight. It's just an old ramble in the brand new Hawker Hurricane from Airplane Heaven. How did I not know that, Murph? It was moved in 1964. Lads, I'm terribly gullible. Hang on now. Is that the old London Bridge you're talking about? I'm reading this and I'm about to fall off my chair. Wait, what? Rennie's new London Bridge during its reconstruction at Lake Havasu City in Arizona. You're joking. They thought that, like, yeah, Tower Bridge would have been the one to buy, right? Look at that, holy mother of Jesus! What were they doing? The Americans, you're a great bunch of lads. You'd buy anything. That's London Bridge in America. That's very strange. That's mad, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus is right. That's absolutely mad. Well done, lads. I've learned something tonight. The urban myth is that the guy thought he was buying Tower Bridge, but there isn't any evidence of that. Filthy's like, it's true. We'll buy anything. We also have New London. But the Irish, of course, invented bridges, so it makes sense. When you think about it now, you know, it makes sense. We need an Irish Air Corps livery for the Hurricane. I'm just saying. We need an Irish Air Corps livery for this thing. I have a model of this thing. Hang on. Where does that live? Actually, where does that live? Do you want to see a model of a Hurricane? Oh, hang on. Come over here, look. There we go. Here's me model of an Irish Air Corps Hurricane, look. Ew! Made it and painted it myself, lads. Imagine if I dropped it and I broke it. I would be absolutely, like, heartbroken in places. Very fancy, isn't it? Look at the detailing. Ew! And I even painted your man's, well, you can see, well, you look. His life jacket and all that. And like, look at the detail, and this is an absolute disaster putting on, but I managed to look up at the nose. Do you see the, how do we get the camera on this now? It has the number 1 fighting squadron Thundercat thingy. Very fancy, isn't it? And then the L tricolour underneath it. An L scale 172. The logo looks terribly familiar, doesn't it? Yeah. Terribly familiar, that logo. Shaky hands, Murph. Muse, it was for this exact reason I never became a surgeon. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Wow. It would have been hilarious, right? Right, I'll put this back in case I break it. Where was it? What's up here? I have a P51 up there as well. Jesus. Right. Have you always had this logo? Yes. I can't help but laugh every time when the right? Murph is a surgeon, could you imagine? Your hands would be good for surgery. You could get into tiny spaces.
Oh, Jesus.
Would have been a good surgeon, but you just didn't have the patience. Brilliant. Right, we need to dive. Dive. Are we ready? Look at the cut of it. Right, autopilot off. Are we ready, sports fans? And away we go. Nice. Yes. Jesus, we're going to be moving fairly lively here. Lights on. Look at this. This is stunning. I've other stuff up there. I've loads of models up there. How will this look like now in this fancy filter? Jesus, move, you gadget. Yes. And that looks grand, so it does. But also incredibly difficult to fly. Let's turn off this really quick and don't crash into the ground, Murphy. Pull up, Murphy, pull up. There we go. Right, so we'll do a low pass over the runway. Murphy has, shall we say, intricate hands. He'd be a deadly surgeon. No model of the new kitchen. Ah, Big Phil, good to see you. Here's looking at you, kid. Oh, Jesus. Right. Yep, see you, Daisy. Roll over. Straighten us out a bit. You can hear the engine coughing and spluttering. So if you drop the RPM down low enough, the landing lights turn off. That's interesting. That's actually pretty cool, right?
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Filthy! It's an awesome looking sky, it really is. Okay, speed is good. Yep, see Daisy. Alright, power to idle. Roll it. Drop the gear and flaps. And let's come on in for a gentle landing. Easy now. Jesus, there's planes coming in from all directions. We took off this direction, so I wanted to land this direction. Do you know what I mean? You're all right. You're all right. Don't stutter, Sim. All right, power to idle. Hold the nose. Touchdown, 114, 3-point landing for the win. In there like swimwear. Beautiful sounds. Beautiful sounds. Awesome. Oh, good man, Briggsy. I'll check it out, man.
Jesus.
That's actually kind of cool, right? So I have my nav lights on, and I also have my landing lights on. But they're not working because the RPM is too little. There's not enough power going in. But if I increase the power, right? Wait, you'll see the lights turn on automatically. See that? The nav lights are on. Higher power, we get the landing light.
Dougal, have you been drinking?
I have,
Sounds
Ted.
are awesome.
I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Okay, plane. Shut her down. We can go either mixture or we can go mags. We'll go mixture, I suppose. That should do it. Doesn't like that. Go mags. Jeez, the sky looks absolutely incredible, doesn't it? Hey, Captain Gaiman, good to see you. Forsec Shark, good to see you. Well, lads, I have to say, that was an absolute ton of fun. Look at the cloud, look. That's stunning. Beautiful. Right, can we get some things closer to the ground? How good does everything look? It looks absolutely stunning. We've aircraft on approach. There's Corsair in a Bronco, Muse fan in a Spit, and falling up. There's Dougal, look, we can see you, Dougal. Brilliant. Oh, Jesus, look at the Bronco. Go handy. Oof. Oh no, Janie. Oh. No pressure now on Muse fan or falling. Ah, this is brilliant. No pressure at all. There goes falling up. We have no prop spinach. Oh, Jesus, falling.